Given the current state of the MMO genre, it really wouldn't surprise me to see the cumulative market total to be in a perpetual state of decline. But according to a new report from Data.ai earlier today, MMORPG titles are actually some of the highest earning video games in the entire gaming industry. Unfortunately for us, it's just not pertaining to games on the platform that we all enjoy them on. Quick shout out to our patrons over on Patreon. This allows you to directly support us if you're interested. Every patron will have their name appear at the beginning of every single YouTube video, and you'll be immortalized in the MMO genre forever. Mobile gaming revenue is on pace to generate $21.4 billion during the second quarter of 2022. A new report went on to say that mobile game spending will make up 65% of all app revenue during the 3-month period. For reference, the total gross revenue for mobile games right now for the entirety of 2022 is at an estimated $91.4 billion. Console games come in at $58.6 billion, PC games come in at $38.7 billion, tablet games come in at $12.1 billion. At least 20% of this is from my little nephew who's permanently glued to his. And finally, browser PC games at $2.3 billion. You'd think, given League of Angels' marketing.
Which style do you want me to have today? This one looks cute. How about picking a clothes for me? Wow, do I look hot in this one?
They would actually be raking in quite a bit more than that. Mobile games make $33 billion more than console games, and almost 2.5 times what PC games make. Anything below the PC category, at least to me, is inconsequential. Navigating on over to the Data.ai website, we'll see that the second quarter of 2022 is on target to reach 34 billion downloads across all apps, including video games, totaling $33 billion in total revenue across both Android and iOS devices. iOS users upped the consumer spend quarter over quarter by 4% to $22 billion in the second quarter of 2022, while Android users' consumer spend stayed consistent quarter over quarter, matching the $11 billion in quarter 1 2022. These statistics are significantly above anything that analysts had anticipated back in 2019, with a net 30% increase in revenue amassed when comparing against pre-COVID. Even after the pandemic has run rampant for years and a large percentage of people have returned to everyday life, many players have retained the same lifestyles that they adopted when COVID was so prevalent. Regionally, the markets with the largest percentage of spending were the US, Japan, and South Korea. However, in terms of raw growth, Japan, India, and Mexico made the largest impact. Games, entertainment, and social generated the most total revenue across all categories, although interestingly, the largest gains quarter over quarter were in comics, books, and reference, and well, dating. Did y'all just forget how to do that over the last couple years? Alright, you know what? Papa STIX has got you covered. Here is how you get yourself a girlfriend.
Babe, come here. Come here. I'm gonna show you and chat how to get girls, okay?
Okay.
This is how it's done. There, got myself a girl! You seem very perplexed.
See, it is as easy as that. Just have a hot friend, and then people will just naturally gravitate towards her. And if you don't have one of those, then you're shit out of luck like the rest of us. Across both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, video games account for at least 65% of all consumer spending in the second quarter of 2022. The video game niches that dominated the market were as follows. MMORPGs, interestingly enough, were the highest grossing and simultaneously most played type of game on the mobile platform. Games like Odin Valhalla Rising, all of the 13 different Lineage MMOs. This was followed by MOBAs, strategy games, Battle Royales, and then finally action RPGs. And while MMOs did lead the entire gaming category in terms of total revenue by subgenre, I do want to note here that the 2 highest grossing and most played games included in this amalgamation of genres were Honor of Kings and Genshin Impact. Honor of Kings being a MOBA, and Genshin Impact being the reason most of you can't get a girlfriend. Mobile game spending has made up 65% of all app revenue during this period, which is a monumental accomplishment. $21.4 billion in total revenue earned specifically from mobile games alone, based off of the regions that Data.ai has direct access to. PC MMOs have been in a state of decline for years, and the genre is showing no current signs of change. Well, okay, no signs of change concerning PC exclusive MMOs, with Diablo Immortal, with Ni no Kuni Crossworlds being such largely played, easily accessible cross-platform MMOs, and then Tower of Fantasy, Grand Saga, Odin Valhalla Rising, Project Ragnarok, and so many more cross-platform titles coming in the immediate future. This will likely change. It's sad to see that soon us PC MMO players are going to be in the minority, but cross-platform titles have admittedly come a long way. Maybe in the next few years, we'll see something of a quality worth actually anticipating and dedicating our time to. Until then, the mobile market is going to continue to skyrocket. And you know what? That isn't necessarily a bad thing.